Ibrahim alayhi salam lived in a time long before the time of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. As a boy, he used to watch his father make idols. These idols were sold in the market as gods for people to worship. Ibrahim alayhi salam could not believe anyone could consider these idols made of stone and wood to be their gods. How could people pray to these idols and ask from them? How could they give these idols offerings such as food? How could these idols bring good fortune and look over them? Ibrahim alayhi salam was confused. Ibrahim alayhi salam watched the idols as a fly came and sat on it. The idol was powerless to even move the fly from his body, so how could it have the power to do anything? Ibrahim alayhi salam knew in his heart that the people of his community were deeply misguided, but he didn't know any better himself. Ibrahim alayhi salam often thought about his people and their worship. He thought about the world around him and how it came into being. He thought about how and why he was created. He thought about why he was here, living on this wonderful, beautiful planet. He would spend some time thinking about these things and admiring the world around him. One day he was admiring the beauty of the stars in the night sky. He thought to himself, I will worship these stars as my God, as they are so beautiful and bright. Then the moon came out, and again he admired the beauty of the moon. The moon was shining brighter than the stars. He thought to himself, why don't I make the moon my God instead of the stars? In the morning, the sun came out, and the moon and the stars could no longer be seen. He thought to himself, why don't I make the sun my God and worship the sun instead? It is beautiful and much brighter than the moon and the stars. After much reflection, he decided that he would not worship the stars, the moon, or the sun, but instead he would worship the maker of these things. He decided there was one creator, his God, who created him and everything around him. Through this, Ibrahim alayhi salam became guided to the right path. One day, the people of his community were out celebrating. Ibrahim alayhi salam went to the place where the idols were kept and broke them apart from the big one. He hung the axe around the neck of the big idol and then went away. When the people returned, they were shocked. What happened to our idols? They remarked. They discussed it for a while and thought that Ibrahim alayhi salam would know, because Ibrahim alayhi salam was known for speaking out against the idols. They decided to call Ibrahim alayhi salam and question him about the damage done to the idols. Ibrahim alayhi salam was brought before the community and they asked him, who broke our idols? Ibrahim alayhi salam replied, the big idol must have done it. He has the axe around his neck. Why don't you ask him? The people grew angry. They knew that Ibrahim alayhi salam was being silly. The big idol didn't have the power to move, so how could he have the power to break the other idols? The big idol doesn't have the power to talk, so how can he tell us about the broken idols? Ibrahim alayhi salam explained to them that if these idols are powerless and can't do anything, why do you pray to them? Why do you ask them for help when they can't even help themselves? Deep down, they knew that Ibrahim alayhi salam was correct and that they indeed were wrong by praying to these stone idols. However, the people became angry and decided to punish Ibrahim alayhi salam. They would punish him by lighting a huge fire and throwing him into it. They thought this would be befitting for someone who disrespected their religion and broke their idols. They collected firewood from all over the country and began to prepare the bonfire. They wanted to create such a fierce and hot fire like no one had seen before. They collected together all the material, then lit it and made a huge fire. It became so hot that the birds overhead could not fly over it because of the intense heat. The people themselves could not get near the fire to throw Ibrahim alayhi salam into it. The idol worshippers decided that they would build a catapult to throw Ibrahim alayhi salam into the middle of the fire, where he would burn in the fierce heat. Ibrahim alayhi salam remained quiet and was confident that Allah would save him. They loaded Ibrahim alayhi salam into the catapult and pedaled him into the fire. Allah commanded the fire to remain cool for Ibrahim alayhi salam and not to harm him with its flames and heat. This was a test for Ibrahim alayhi salam, and he remained steadfast to his faith in Allah. Allah continued to guide Ibrahim alayhi salam through the rest of his life.